Welcome to this 10-minute tutorial, and today I'm going to show you a really easy way to fit your own door architrave that only requires one power tool and minimal measuring. It's a DIY beginner friendly method with a few hacks along the way to make the job even easier, no screws or drilling needed, so let's get straight into it. First of all, you want to do this after your door frame is fitted, or if you have one existing in place, even better, and you can do this with or without your doors hung, it makes no difference. Start by grabbing a ruler and measuring and marking around 8 to 10 millimeters out from your door frame all the way around. This is to give clearance for your door hinges. You do not want to fit your architrave flush right up against the edge of your door frame. Then grab a spirit level and join all those marks up, creating a straight frame around your door frame, and you want those marks to cross over in the corners, and I'll show you why in just a minute. You're going to start by fitting the top piece of the architrave. This is called the head, and my pro tip is to lightly hammer in 2 nails along that line you've just created, so when you attach the head to the wall, this stops it sliding down as the glue dries. Don't hammer them all the way in so the head can rest on it, and then you can just pull them out when it is dry. So now we're going to measure for that head piece, and where your lines cross over on the corners, that is where we're going to measure between. And the good news is this is the first and last time we're going to take a measurement in this whole process. So if you don't have a bass brain, just like me, then this method is the one for you. Now on to cutting. An electric miter saw is going to be your friend here, and it really isn't as scary as it looks. Put it in the 45-degree angle setting and just cut the angle in one end of the architrave, ensuring the flat, thicker part is at the top. Now the measurement you just took for the head, mark that onto the architrave along the bottom edge. So the head is going to flare out at the top and be wider than the bottom edge, which you're marking your measurement on. And I'd always err on the side of caution, going a millimetre or two bigger than you need, because you can always go back and trim more off. And we want to cut a 45-degree angle in this end too, but the opposite direction to the other end, so I always mark that diagonal line on the architrave now so I don't get it wrong. Then swivel your miter saw to 45 degrees the other way and just cut on your measurement mark. This architrave is MDF and really easy to cut. I'd recommend this especially for beginner DIYers, as it's really easy to work with. Then we can test the fit of our head on the door. We were doing this in 2 rooms at once, hence the change of space, but we're going to check the bottom corners of the head line up with the crossed over corner marks around the door frame, and if you're a bit big, don't worry, you can always go back and trim a bit off. I was happy with the fit, so it's time to stick it on. Now I really wanted to avoid filling any screw or nail holes because that adds so much more work, so I'm going to use a grab adhesive to attach my architrave to the wall. These are freshly plastered walls, so pretty flat, which makes this gluing method easy, but if you have older, bumpier plaster, then you may want to grab a nail gun to really pinch the architrave in places. But I'm using the glue method with a decent grab adhesive, applying as much pressure as possible to get that grip onto the wall. This is where those 2 little nails help hold up the architrave as the glue dries, so you don't have to stand there for 10 minutes and get achy arms. But do take your time to push it in place and make sure you're happy it is in the right position, with the bottom edges matching up with your corner pencil mark. Now we can move on to the side pieces called legs. Start by cutting a 45-degree angle in both of your leg pieces, but in 2 different directions, so one angled up to the right and one angled up to the left. And this is a clever hack to help you avoid any measuring. You're going to take those legs and turn them upside down, so the point of the angle is touching the floor and the flat end is facing the ceiling. Now mark with a pencil where the leg piece crosses the head piece, and that is where you need to cut. No tape measure required. It's a really good trick for speeding up the architrave fitting process. And again, if you go a bit too big, absolutely fine. We're going to test the fit is right before we glue anything down, so do not fear. The same on this side, turning the architrave upside down and marking where it crosses the top of the head, and then we can go back to our miter saw, set it to the 0-degree angle setting and cut straight across those marks we just made. Now miter saws may look intimidating, but they are a really useful bit of kit, and you can see how quickly it cuts through stuff. A hand saw is going to take so much longer and won't guarantee a straight cut, so if you can buy, rent or borrow an electric miter saw, I'd really recommend it. Now we're going to test how those legs fit, ensuring we're happy with them before we glue anything on. We've got quite a lot of detail in this architrave because we have a Victorian house and we wanted something quite ornate to match the style of that era, so we're just checking here that the profile of the architrave matches well in the corners, but honestly we never get it perfect, and gap filler is going to be your friend, so just make sure you're happy enough with the match, and you don't want a big gap off the floor either. We are having carpet in this room, so we did this before adding the flooring, but if you're having wood or tiled flooring, you may want to do the architrave process afterwards. Once we've trimmed a little bit more off, tested the fit again, we were confident enough to glue it down. I'm using the very same adhesive here. It's a really good one, not super pricey, and everything I've used is linked in the description below. You want to apply a good amount, but not heaps, as it's quite thick stuff and can create a bit of a gap between the wall and the architrave if you don't fully squish it down. I also put a little bit on that corner join just to get a bit of grip there too. Now you can absolutely do every stage of this DIY process solo, but we had 2 hands on deck today, which always helps, and if you're new to DIY, a pair of helping hands never goes amiss. But honestly, I've done this all by myself before, and it just gets easier every time I do it. As you can see, I'm applying pressure to the architrave from top to bottom, ensuring that corner aligns at the top, but that it's sticking through the centre right down to the bottom. Again, if your walls aren't flat and you're struggling to get it to grip to the wall, you can always grab a nail gun and pop one in wherever you need it to cinch. And remember, we never get things perfect on this channel. I'm all about good enough is good enough. So if you're generally happy but have a few gaps that could do with filling, that's absolutely fine. Take your time with this, just ensuring you've got the position and the grip that you're after. That is the good thing about adhesive. There's plenty of time for adjustment and wiggling things about if they're not quite right. And of course, you want your legs to line up with the pencil lines you drew earlier. Architrave is used to cover that join between the plaster and your door frame, and I personally just love the decorative grand feel it gives to a space, even though it is just a bit of MDF stuck on your wall. So once you're happy with the grip and the position, you can leave it all to dry, and this adhesive also works as a gap filler, so I'm going to go straight in and apply some to those corner joins just to fill any slight gaps and to smooth over that join, plus add a bit more adhesion too. You can do this right away or after the architrave has dried, up to you, and I'm smoothing it over with my finger dipped in soapy water. This is very much the same as my personal favourite caulking method, and I've got a whole caulking masterclass up on my channel right now if you want a closer look at how to get this right. Now you can see the architrave is on, and you can also get a good view here of why that 8 to 10mm clearance around the edge is crucial to make space for your door hinges. And I'm using pre-primed MDF architrave here, but this method works with solid wood options too. So we are all fitted in here, so let's move on to the other room where we're using the exact same gluing method. I'd previously stuck the head in place, those two handy nails supporting it as it dries, and I'm going back in with that same adhesive on the legs, not too much that it stands off the wall, but enough that we're going to get that good grip from the top to the bottom. And what I love about this method is that there's only one power tool involved, and everything else you need is cheap and easy to source, like the adhesive gun I'm using here, and the spirit level, pencil and measuring tape. You may even already own a lot of this, so it can be a really budget-friendly process. Sticking this leg on now, and I'm applying a lot of pressure, bashing that corner in slightly to get that good grip and alignment with the head. If any adhesive splurges out as you're pushing the architrave into place, just grab a cloth and wipe it up before it dries, no biggie. And you may have noticed I'm doing this before attaching my skirting boards, which is absolutely the way round you want to do it. Your skirting board should fit up against your architrave, not the other way round, so be sure to get this done first before any other woodwork. And if you do need a simple beginner's guide to DIY fitting skirting boards, then of course you can find that over on my channel right now. I'm happy with the fit and grip of this leg, so filling in that corner again, and a little cheat code here for you. If your leg is just slightly too short, you can always slide a little bit of cardboard or something under that bottom edge to hold it up slightly while it dries, and with carpet that's going to cover that little accidental gap anyway. With woodwork, I personally believe it's never about perfect, it's the illusion of perfect, so as long as your gaps are covered and filled, no one's ever going to know they were there. Time wise for this DIY, I'd set aside a few hours to do both sides of a door frame, and that includes the setup and clean up, and if it's your first time, just take your time to get used to everything. With the miter saw, try cutting a few scrap bits of wood to get used to the sound, speed and mechanisms before cutting the real thing, because practice absolutely makes perfect. And the same applies to getting your architrave stuck on the wall. You can see here I'm focusing on aligning that top join, but it is kicking out a little bit at the bottom, so I'm going to try and find a good middle ground where I'm happy with the overall position. I would also recommend buying your MDF architrave pre-primed, which is only a few pound more, but saves so much work when it comes to final decoration, as you can just paint straight on top of it. And this is the OG 2 style from skirtingworld.co.uk. Now I had a helping hand nearby to help me get this fit just right, one of us applying pressure at the top, the other at the bottom, which was useful to get everything aligned in one go, but as I said, you can absolutely tackle this all by yourself. We're taking our time to ensure we're happy with the fit and position, absolutely no rush as we don't have to remove and re-stick anything, and we can wiggle things about before the glue dries. The full drying process is about 24 hours for the adhesive to fully cure and be bonded to the wall, but you will notice it starts to dry fairly quickly. And I'm gap filling those corners again once we're stuck on, and I'm happy with how it's sitting. You can use a good caulk for this instead, but as this adhesive is also a great gap filler, I'm sticking to this one for now. While fitting architrave may feel like a stretch for a beginner, I really do believe this method makes it so much easier and achievable at any level of ability, so be brave, give it a try, and I promise you won't regret getting stuck in. And get a friend to help you along the way if you're not feeling super confident with it. Once that's smoothed over, we are done. 2 sets of architrave up in a few hours, and it's all looking fantastic. I really hope this video helps you with your own DIY woodwork process. Thank you so much for watching, and do subscribe to my channel for many more beginner-friendly DIY tutorials.